Chaos of portal season is upon us. The portal opened last night, and we've already seen some movement today. So I'm going to be here with you every step of the way to try to take you through all of the portal news, try to give you indicators of what's smoke, what's not, and where Nebraska is heading and what we are looking at getting and acquiring in the portal and what we need to acquire in the portal. So if you want to stay tuned for all that, please like and subscribe to the video. Or the channel, sorry, comment and let me know your thoughts. And, I appreciate all of the love and support that have y'all been showing the last few days. Just a big hit of subscribers on the channel, and I can't thank y'all enough. I do this full time, and it's really tough sometimes to push through this, but, y'all keep me going. Y'all help me make this happen and keep pushing forward. So thank y'all so much. I cannot begin to thank you enough for that. But with that being said, let's just dive right into it. So last night, of course, we got the excellent news of Emmett Johnson confirming his return. I put it out a couple days ago that I just put EJ with a smiley face. It was expected that he was going to return. It was basically just waiting for the announcement, and that was officially done yesterday. So good to see him back in red. Now, another thing that I did want to dispel real quick, there are rumors about Dylan Raiola potentially leaving. There was a 24/7 Sports Cover 3 podcast talking about rumors about him leaving, entering the portal, and other teams being interested. I'm here to say I can tell you with almost certainty Dylan Raiola is not entering the portal. I have no reason to believe that. Again, if you want to follow me on X at _H-Town Husker, I put that out a few hours ago. No reason to believe that Dylan Raiola is leaving. I was sent the screenshots that are circulating too on Saturday night. I didn't post those out for obvious reasons. It was sent out from his close friend's Twitter. But again, it's rumors right now, and I'm not here to run with rumors. I'm here to tell you what I know, and what I know for certain right now is Dylan Raiola is not entering the portal. So with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and dive right into some of the movements that we've had today. So naturally, I'm going to run through just some of the portal entries that we've had thus far, and we'll start with kind of the guys that entered early: Gabe Irvin, Steph Thompson, Jamari Butler, Mekhi Gabear. Those guys were all graduate transfers and were able to enter before December 9th. So keep that in mind. There was talks yesterday about, potentially with Jamari Butler having his list already down to 3. That's why, because graduate transfers were already able to enter at any time. So the guys who then had to enter from there, we've had Davon Hall, Brody Tegaloa, James Williams, Vincent Jackson, Malachi Coleman, Dwight Boodle, and Keona Davis, formerly Keona Wilhite. Now, Keona Davis is the big blow. Keona Davis is a kid with a really, really bright future, somebody I really liked on this defensive line, and this team took me by surprise, to put it lightly. He will be sorely missed on the defensive line. And now we come to a point where that becomes a big sticking point that we need to go after in this portal. Some of the positions that I really, really think we need to go after: interior defensive line, defensive line help, linebacker depth, definitely secondary, and wide receiver, of course, which there's indications that Nebraska is putting good money towards the wide receiver core to really, bolster that wide receiver core around Dylan and get him some sure-handed guys to go along with a lot of these speedsters we have, and really let Dana Holgorsen be able to run the type of offense that he fully wants to run. Now, a couple of those guys that, I've talked about before and that have been speculated. So we got one with Dane Key. Now, Dane Key is, and I'm going to pull him up here for you. Dane Key is a Kentucky. He played at Kentucky with Dykel Shorts, who now is Nebraska's new wide receiver coach. By the way, for those who didn't see my live stream, if you're new subscribers to my channel, Dykel Shorts also played for Dana Holgorsen at West Virginia, and then coached under him as well. And now Dykel Shorts is on Nebraska. So you see here Dane Key from Lexington, Kentucky, if I can talk. And he's one of those sure-handed guys, got incredible ball skills, great tracking ability. He's got the size at 6'3", 210. Nebraska needs that size on the outside. With Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nair, those type of guys that we had on the outside, we need to really get those guys replaced in there. So, and looking through some of the, numbers here, throughout 2024, 47 receptions with 715 yards with a 15.2 average, 2 touchdowns, and a long of 42. 2023, very similar stat line: 42 catches, 636 yards, 15 reception average. And then even his freshman season, 37 receptions, 519 yards, 14 average. So he's been very, very consistent throughout his career, and a guy that I think can really shine in this offense. I believe right now he's the highest rated portal guy. And he right here, you can see it, 93 rated portal, and the number one wide receiver for overall. And of course, these numbers are going to continue to change as more and more players enter into the portal. So Dane Key is a guy to really, really keep an eye on. Nebraska has been in contact with him, and he would be a definite great get for this offense, and give Holgorsen even more stuff to cook with, and with the announcement, of course, of Emmett Johnson last night, Nebraska is no longer pursuing the Louisiana Monroe running back that they were pursuing in trying to replace him if he was to, in fact, enter. That is no longer being pursued. So moving over to what I was talking about a little bit more with the linebacker depth, we have Phoenix Jackson, and I'll pull up just his stat line here for you just real quick and show you what we're looking at with him. But Phoenix Jackson is a guy who is a very versatile linebacker, which is, of course, what we need. As you can see here, 30 solo tackles, 4 sacks, a forced fumble, and 2 interceptions. So he's got good size on him at 6 foot 220, but he also has the ability to fit in a very 3-3-5, 4-2-5 style of defense, because he can do a lot of the things that you need to do versatility-wise in coverage, etc. So as you can see here, even has a pick 6 on the season, but pretty consistent over the last couple of years. 33 total tackles, 49, 30 solos to 21, 19 assists, 12 assists, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and like I said, 3 interceptions over the last couple of seasons. So Phoenix Jackson's going to be a guy to watch. Dane Key is somebody I just think that would be a perfect fit for this offense, and somebody who could really, really help just have a sure-handed guy on the outside that we really need. Now, there will be some more people, of course, upcoming in the next few days, especially on the defensive side of things, depending on how Nebraska continues with this defensive coordinator search. Of course, we saw the SMU defensive coordinator go out there against Clemson the other night and had a really, really good performance. People looked at the scoreboard, but if you watch that game, his defensive performance was excellent. His defense played very, very well and shut them down from the first quarter, from the end of the first quarter on. The SMU offense was terrible in that first quarter and turned the ball over on Clemson's side of the field. So, with some of these exits on the defensive line, I do believe a lot of this is due, of course, to the Terrence Knighton departure. I think some of these guys might be going to follow him. Terrence Knighton is one of those guys. He's a motivator. He's a uniquely good coach in terms of how he can be empathetic with guys and coach them hard at the same time. He's sorely going to be missed on this defensive side of the ball. But I do think, we can bring in some guys whenever we do get our defensive coordinator in here, and there's a potential they may already know who that is. We do not know yet. Like I said, my top 2 options are going to be Scott Simons and, of course, Jim Leonard. I think is all our number 1 option, but we will see about that in the coming days. I've heard, other things about John Butler. I do believe that if it was John Butler, we would have known that by now if it was internal. It's one of those things you never know until it's final, as with any coaching search. So stay tuned for that, and I will keep you up to date on all of the info in regards to that as well. But I just wanted to pop on here and give you a quick update and just let you know to relax and not worry about the Dylan Raiola rumors coming out. Again, I received those screenshots Saturday. They were sent to his close friend group and all that stuff. And, they were leaked out for whatever reason. But I can say, as of right now, I have absolutely zero reason to believe Dylan Raiola is going anywhere. I've heard quite the opposite. So, again, if you like what I'm doing here, please drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it really, really helps me out. And thank you again, everyone, for everything you've done. I do have a giveaway coming up, and I think it's going to be something you're really going to like. I'm just waiting for the product to come in, and it's going to be something that helps Nebraska NIL. So, one of the first steps, follow me on X at @the_H-Town Husker. I will have the information on how to enter the contest there. So be sure to follow me there, and stay tuned for all the latest and greatest, and I will update you with the breaking news as it comes. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.